It's my favorite day of the week, you already know. Long run Saturday. I am almost 8K into my rip right now. And last night, I went for dinner with some buds and we grabbed some pizza. There were like 7 of us and I was the only one not drinking. I was drinking non-alcoholic beers and it sparked a really interesting conversation about my journey with alcohol. So I used to have an issue and the thing that helped me break that cycle was taking 9 months completely off of booze, and it completely changed my relationship with alcohol. So now I can go out and drink non-alcoholic beers and still have a great time, whereas before I couldn't even imagine doing that. I needed it as like this social lubricant, and also the emotions that would come up when I thought about not having alcohol as a crutch in my life, essentially, was just too much for me to deal with. So anyways, a couple thoughts there for you. Saturday morning, let's keep going. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that 9 months was easy. It was quite the process. A lot of things that I needed to address. Unresolved grief, for example, lots of tears shed, all that stuff. But I came out the backside of that so much healthier in general, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So if you're thinking about eliminating alcohol from your life, try 30 days. I cannot recommend it enough. It literally changed the game for me across the board. Relationships, career, just day-to-day mood. My sleep improved. Man, awesome. Almost 12K in and the conditions are amazing today. It rained a bunch yesterday and last night, so the air is so nice and fresh and crisp. Feels great to be out here. Just hit the half marathon mark. Sun is out. Let's go. Monday morning miles, 12K deep right now. I ran the first 10 with a buddy of mine and then he went for a lift. I think I'm gonna get maybe 10 more, we'll see. Feeling really good today, super recovered after the 30K run on Saturday. Yesterday was a rest day. Didn't run, didn't lift, but I did end up still getting like 35,000 steps. Walked a ton, but the legs are feeling fresh. Let's go. When my buddy and I were running there, we saw a guy in a wheelchair and it sparked a conversation about just how grateful we are to be able to do this, to run, to move, to be mobile. My dad actually had a stroke about 4.5 years ago, and that just completely changed my perspective on movement in my body, and it just made me appreciate it that much more. Like, he is not able to do this, and so it is just such a gift. That was an awesome run, 25K in total. Heart rate stayed nice and low. It was an average of 132 beats per minute. I'm gonna eat some food now. I'll show you what I'm having. We've got 1.5 pounds of ground lamb with 4 whole eggs covered in salt and pepper. I went for a full body lift this morning. Then I had some ground beef with rice and a little bit of coconut milk. Did some work, got out for a big walk. Now it is dinner time. Let me show you what we're having. Oh yeah, look at that. Blade roast or chuck roast, slow cooked for 12 hours. Good night. 4K into this spin right now. And I noticed that my breathing is a little bit labored today, taking into account my pace as well as heart rate. And it is warmer. However, I don't eat dairy super often, probably twice a week. And I had a whole bunch of yogurt last night. So I'm thinking that along with the increased heat, humidity, is impacting my breathing because my RPE, or my rate of perceived exertion, is a little bit higher today, all things considered. So if you have, say, asthma, for example, or an autoimmune condition, or your breathing is just impaired, take a look at your food. Dairy is the most common culprit, but other foods can impact breathing rate as well. $20K in the bag, and that might have been the best run of my life. I'm not exaggerating. 20K at a 543 per K pace at a heart rate of 138 for me is really, really good. So I'm hoping that trend continues. Lunch is leftover roast. I've still got a ton of this, and then we're gonna do some grapes too. This run just reminded me of how the first 1, 2, 3 plus K can be a bit of a lie. You know, I felt a little rough for those first 3K, then everything clicked, body limbered up, and I'm ready to roll now.